Marcus Aurelius once wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Welcome to our deep dive into Stoicism and managing relationships. Today we're exploring 7 types of people that, for the sake of your personal growth and emotional resilience, you should steer clear of. Stoic philosophy isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about choosing your environment wisely to live a virtuous life. Stick around as we unpack these relationships and share Stoic strategies to help you maintain your tranquility and focus. Here are the 7 types of people you need to completely avoid. 1. Money grabbers. In the realm of Stoicism, financial independence isn't just about wealth, it's about freedom from manipulation and exploitation. Money grabbers are individuals who might see your resources as their opportunity. Stoic wisdom teaches us the virtue of self-reliance and the importance of not allowing ourselves to be used for financial gain by others. First, let's talk about how you can identify these individuals. Often they're the ones quick to involve you in financial decisions or pressures, but disappear when accountability or contributions are required. They're present at every plan that involves your spending, but absent when it's time to reciprocate. Now, how should you handle this? Here's a practical approach. Establish clear boundaries from the start. Whether it's splitting the bill at dinners or discussing loans among friends, be upfront about what you are and aren't comfortable with. This doesn't just protect your wallet, it safeguards your peace of mind. For social gatherings, where money expectations can vary widely, prepare in advance. Decide what you're willing to spend, communicate it clearly, and stick to your limits. Remember, as Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Free yourself from financial exploitation by setting boundaries that reflect your values and ensure mutual respect. 2. Excuse makers. Stoics are champions of personal accountability, firmly believing that our actions define us more than our words. This brings us to the excuse makers, individuals who often hide behind reasons why they can't do something, rather than finding ways they can. For Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, this mindset is anathema because it opposes the principle of proactively shaping one's own life. So how do you deal with excuse makers? The key is motivation and redirection. Begin by encouraging small, manageable actions that challenge their usual pattern of excuses. By breaking tasks into smaller pieces, you make the journey seem less daunting for them, fostering a sense of accomplishment that can slowly transform their outlook. Here's a practical example. Imagine a colleague always has an excuse for missing deadlines. Instead of confronting them with accusations, propose a system of regular check-ins to help them manage their workload better. This method not only minimizes their need to find excuses, but also keeps them on track, aligning directly with the Stoic focus on self-improvement and discipline. Remember, while you can guide and inspire, prioritizing your own commitments is crucial. You can lead by example, but ultimately, every individual must choose to follow the path of accountability themselves. 3. Time wasters. Stoics view time as the ultimate currency, the one true possession that once spent, you can never regain. This brings us to our next group to avoid, the time wasters. These are the folks who, often unknowingly, drain your most precious resource with lengthy digressions or irrelevant details. How do you spot a time waster? It's usually someone whose conversations or meetings run long without much substance. They might meander through topics without ever getting to the point. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of where our time goes and to ensure it's invested wisely. Now, how do you set boundaries with time wasters? It starts with being assertive, but polite. Communicate your limits up front. For example, at the start of a meeting, you might say, "I have another commitment in 30 minutes, so let's focus on the main points." This sets a clear expectation and helps keep the discussion on track. Let's role-play a scenario. Imagine you're in a conversation that starts veering off topic. You could gently steer it back by saying, "That's an interesting point, but let's focus on wrapping up our main discussion first." This approach respects both your time and theirs, embodying the Stoic principle of mutual respect and efficiency. By learning to tactfully manage these interactions, you protect your time, aligning your daily life with Stoic ideals of purpose and mindfulness. 4. The overly sensitive. In the Stoic philosophy, maintaining emotional equilibrium is key to a peaceful and productive life. Today, we're talking about the overly sensitive, individuals whose emotional responses can often be disproportionate, making relationships with them challenging and draining. Stoics teach us to remain detached and objective, understanding that we can control our reactions but not others' emotions. However, this doesn't mean we lack compassion. Instead, we strive to find a balance where we can be empathetic without compromising our own emotional stability. So how do we manage relationships with overly sensitive individuals, especially in delicate social situations? Let's walk through a scenario. Imagine you're discussing a sensitive topic at a dinner party, and someone feels offended by a general comment you make. Instead of escalating the situation, acknowledge their feelings respectfully, saying, "I can see why you might feel that way. Let's find a common ground on this issue." This approach respects their emotions without letting the conversation derail your interaction's purpose. The key here is to provide reassurance while gently steering the conversation back to neutral ground, ensuring that your interactions remain constructive and aligned with your Stoic pursuit of harmony and understanding in all relationships. 5. Gossips. In our Stoic journey, maintaining integrity and peace is paramount, leading us to our next group to avoid: gossips. Stoicism teaches us that gossip not only harms those it targets, but also diminishes the character of those who partake in it. Engaging in gossip distracts from meaningful conversations and disrupts our inner tranquility. Why should we avoid gossips? Stoics believe in focusing on what can be controlled, and gossip is often speculative and beyond our control. It breeds negativity and can distort our perception of others based on unverified information. How do we handle situations where gossip arises? Let's say you find yourself amidst a gossiping crowd. A Stoic strategy would be to either redirect the conversation to something more constructive, or to excuse yourself if the topic persists. For instance, you might interject with, "That sounds like a personal matter for them. Have you heard about the latest project update, though?" This tactfully shifts the focus and preserves the dignity of all involved. 6. The jealous and hateful. Next on our list of people to steer clear from are the jealous and hateful. Stoicism teaches us that envy and hatred are toxic emotions that can disrupt our quest for a virtuous life. These feelings stem from dissatisfaction with oneself and are projected onto others in harmful ways. Why should we distance ourselves from the jealous and hateful? Because these individuals often seek to undermine others to compensate for their own insecurities. Stoics believe in focusing on self-improvement rather than tearing others down. How do we manage and recognize these negative emotions in others? Be vigilant for signs of passive aggression or backhanded compliments, which are often red flags. A Stoic response might involve addressing the behavior directly in a calm and rational manner, or choosing to distance oneself to maintain personal peace. Let's consider a historical example. The philosopher Seneca, a Stoic himself, faced immense envy from his peers due to his wealth and position. Yet, he maintained his composure and focused on his philosophical practices, often writing about the futility of succumbing to envy. 7. The miseducated. Wrapping up our list, we encounter the miseducated, individuals whose beliefs and advice may steer us away from our path to virtue and success. Stoicism teaches us the importance of education not just in academic terms, but in cultivating practical wisdom and critical thinking. Why is miseducation problematic? It can lead us astray with misconceptions and flawed reasoning that contradict the pursuit of a rational and fulfilled life. Stoics value true knowledge that aligns with nature and reason, guiding us towards personal and moral improvement. How do we spot and handle miseducated advice? First, be skeptical of claims that lack evidence or logical consistency. Engage in discussions where you ask probing questions to uncover the reasoning behind their beliefs. This not only helps in discerning the truth, but also encourages the miseducated to reflect on their views. By understanding and addressing miseducation with respect and reason, we uphold the Stoic ideals of wisdom and virtue, ensuring our journey remains true to our values. As we wrap up, we've explored 7 types of people to steer clear of, guided by Stoic wisdom. From gossips to the miseducated, understanding how to manage these interactions is crucial for maintaining your serenity and focus. Stoicism isn't just about enduring life's challenges, but also choosing your environment wisely to foster a healthier, more productive life. By applying these Stoic principles, we can navigate modern social complexities with greater ease and effectiveness. If you found these insights helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic philosophy and practical lifestyle tips. Have you encountered any of these personality types? Share your experiences and how you've applied Stoic strategies in the comments below. Your stories not only inspire others, but also help spread the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, fostering better personal relationships and a more virtuous life for all.